Welcome back to the part 2 of the boy who marries his friend's mother. This is an abomination. A young man marrying, colluding, kissing a woman old enough to be his mother. They have brought shame upon us all. Ayilala o. Kunle, you are a disgrace to the youth. Is it money you are after? Sugar baby. Another woman wails. Mama Femi, you have no shame. You're supposed to set an example, not ruin our customs. Isn't Kunle your son's best friend, by the way? Mama Ireti stands on a stool for attention. She declares, mark my words, this union will bring nothing but shame and disaster to all of us. Kunle steps forward, his voice steady. He said, we didn't seek to hurt anyone, believe me. We didn't expect this to happen either. But love isn't confined by age or the judgment of others. His words rippled through the crowd. Some scoffed, others seemed to waver. Mama Femi softly adds her take on the matter. For years, I have lived for everyone else. My late husband, my son, even this community. This is the first time I have chosen something for myself. And if that makes me shameless in your eyes, so be it. Some of the residents were empathetic towards Femi, while others scowling in disdain. Femi watches his mother and best friend with a mixture of pain and confusion from a distance. The meeting was adjourned, and it was announced that the residents should please leave the community center and come back in an hour's time for the elders to have a private conversation concerning the matter. 2 hours later, the community center was packed to the brim. The air bursts with tension as the elders sit on the raised platform. Mama Femi and Kunle stands once again before the crowd, despite the unending murmurs of judgment and scorn that rippled through the gathering. Baba Ade, the eldest of the council, rises slowly, leaning heavily on his curved walking stick. His voice cracked but commanding. He said, enough! Today, we speak not just of Kunle and Mama Femi, but the ghost that haunts this city. The residents exchange confused glances. Babade continues, while scanning the crowd. Many of you were not born when it happened, but I remember as though it were yesterday. Decades ago, another young man dared to love a widow. Their love defied the rules we cling to so desperately. And what did we do? We exiled them. We banished them like outcasts. But did it end there? No. Tragedy followed them. The woman fell ill and died in a foreign land. And as for the young man, he returned, broken and bitter, only to die alone in the forest. Do they even deserve that? Loud gasps rippled through the crowd. And Mama Ereti comes, always the first to stoke the fire. She shouts, and what lesson does that teach us, Babadi? That such bonds bring nothing but sorrow. Another elder, Mama Ikechi, speaks up. She said, or perhaps it teaches us that our judgment is the true cause. Have we not driven our own to despair by refusing to see beyond tradition? Seizing the moment, Kunle said, I have heard your whispers, felt your glares. You think I'm after wealth or comfort. But tell me, will I enjoy this corn for something so shallow? To me, Mama Femi means more than my friend's mother. She is a woman of strength, wisdom, and she's very kind. She gives me hope when I had none. She even fed me when I was hungry and provided a roof over my head when I had no one. And why would I want to jeopardize that? The crowd murmurs. Some were visibly shaking, while some were not convinced. In the eyes of everyone, Kunle still remains the boy who married his friend's mother. Mama Femi adds her 2 cents. I've spent my entire life serving this community, raising a son, running a business, supporting my neighbors. I have earned respect. Yet, in the face of love, you strip me of it. Why? Is it because I'm a widow? Or the fact that I am older than Kunle? Can any one of you here tell me who decides what love should look like? Her words land heavily, stirring conflicted emotions in the crowd. Babade raised his hand for silence. We have seen where judgment leads us. If we exile them now, we risk repeating history. But if we embrace them, perhaps we learn a new way, one that does not demand the sacrifice of love for the sake of appearances. His words aroused doubt among the residents. Some nod thoughtfully, while others remain skeptical. A young woman whispers to her friend, maybe they are right. Who are we to judge? An older man shakes his head, muttering, tradition is tradition. We cannot bend it. Femi remained at a distance, watching with disgust on his face. In the silence that followed Baba Femi's words, the residents were left to wrestle with their own beliefs. Would they cling to the past, or would they risk stepping into the unknown? One by one, the residents began to leave the community center. Kunle and Mama Femi walked away from the gathering, hand in hand, not caring about the whispers. One afternoon, Femi walks into the living room. The air is heavy with tension as Femi stands before his mother and Kunle. His expression is mixed with anger and anguish. You betrayed me, he begins, his voice low but quivering with emotion. Both of you, how do you expect me to move past this? Kunle, you were like a brother to me. And you, Mama. Mama, you were supposed to be above this. Did you even put my feelings into consideration? Or am I crazy to feel the way that I do? Mama Femi steps forward. My son, I know you feel hurt, and I don't blame you. But love, it isn't something you can predict or control. It wasn't planned, but it happened between me and Kunle. I am still your mother, and I will always love you. Okay, Mama, I hear you. Answer me. Let's say you marry Kunle. Does that make him my stepfather? Femi continues. Or what do you think would happen to our relationship? Or do I have to call Kunle father now? I need answers because I'm confused. Finally, Kunle summons his courage and speaks. Femi, I never wanted to hurt you, but I couldn't deny how I felt. I love her. I love your mother. And I will spend the rest of my life proving that to her and to you. If you let me, all I need is your approval. Shut up, Kunle, said Femi. Gbẹ́nu òṣì sọ́hùn. There are several single ladies and other widows in the city. Why does it have to be my mother? Tears rolled down Femi's cheeks. Femi begins to cry. But Kunle, why? Why does it have to be my mother? Kunle begins to cry as well. The two best friends poured their hearts out. They hugged and cried even more. Kunle repeatedly said, I am sorry, Femi. I am sorry. I didn't plan for any of this. I am sorry. Please forgive me. After a while, Femi's gaze softens, though the pain in his eyes remains. After a long pause, he exhales and shakes his head. He said, I may not like it, But if this is what makes you happy, fine. Just don't expect me to celebrate it or call you father. And I need time to process all this and time away from you both for now. A week later, as Mama Femi and Kunle walked through the market on their way to the car park, the residents stared at them with mixed reactions. Some avert their eyes, others whisper, and a few nod in quiet acknowledgement. Mama Ireti, still clutching her ever-present basket, muttered slowly, "They should have stayed away. This isn't over." However, Mama Nkechi was standing nearby. She replied her, "At least they are brave enough to live their truth. Can you say the same, Mama Ireti?" That shuts Mama Ireti up. Some days later, Kunle and Mama Femi packed their belongings. They have decided to leave Ijebu City for a neighboring town. For their own peace of mind, as some of the residents will not let them be. They won't stop calling Kunle the boy who married his friend's mother. Several years later, Ijebu was bustling with life as usual. Mama Femi and Kunle returned, with their young daughter skipping between them. They walked into the city square. Whispers rippled through the crowd, just as they did many years ago. "Is that Kunle and Mama Femi?" Mm-hmm. It's like they have a child now. God works in mysterious ways, though, one of the residents stated. But this time, the whispers lack venom. There is curiosity, perhaps even a hint of respect. Kunle and Mama Femi walked with their head held high, ignoring the whispers. The residents' reaction have lost its power over them. Femi, now older and more subdued, saw them coming towards his direction. He doesn't approach, but not slightly when Mama Femi meets his gaze. It's a silent truce, an unspoken acknowledgement of the past and the peace they have made with it. Mama Femi rushed forward and hugged her son. She introduced her daughter, KG, to Femi. In return, Femi's wife and son meet Mama Femi for the first time. The family walked into the house chatting happily. You could hear their laughter if you listen closely. The family resumed their daily life in Ijebu City, and life goes on as usual. As for the residents, they had no choice than to accept the fact that Mama Femi and Kunle's love is here to stay, and nothing can shake the foundation of their bond. The moral lesson here is that judgment is easy, but understanding is harder. But love, true, unyielding love, carves its own path, even through the thorns of tradition and taboo. What is your take on the bond between Mama Femi and Kunle? Please drop a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next episode. And before we go, don't forget to watch the past one, and sharing this video will mean a lot to the growth of the channel. Thank you so much. See you on the next episode. Ó dàbọ̀ o.